Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that the thinkable has happened. The highly probable has come to pass. Italy will be absent from the FIFA World Cup for the third consecutive time, marking the first time that a country that has ever won the competition will not be there for three straight World Cups. And before I continue, I do want to get into character. I was 7 in 2006. I remember fondly the days of Buffon and Pirlo and Cannavaro. And it feels like that was a lifetime ago, right? It doesn't even feel like it's the same country that you're watching. We've strayed so far into something that is like this. This is what the Azzurri is now. It's a front to sell really nice merchandise. And it is very nice. I own quite a bit of it. But it's just about the jerseys. It's about being there. It's about Riccardo Calafiori, modeling for Gucci or whatever, right? It's aesthetics. It's the past. It's something that is so beholden to the better days of yesteryear that it's become unrecognizable. And now we're facing some sort of future where I don't even think we'll catch up to nations like Switzerland anymore. I don't think the Azzurri will even be like competing with the Belgiums of the world, right? Even after their golden generation is largely gone. Because like, how do you rebuild something that is this broken? That is this unwilling to change. I remember I always see that post on Instagram come up whenever they lose a big game about Roberto Baggio gave a 900-page outline to the Italian Federation in order to, save Calcio or whatever, right? Like that's always some sort of like touchstone everyone returns to, like as the moment where it all went wrong. And yeah, like that probably didn't help. But before that time, before the time that, they even came up with that plan or Baggio even presented it, there were already signs of cracking, right? Even when Cannavaro was still playing, they lost to Slovakia, right? It was there. But now we're at a point where like, who's going to be the ones recommending things in the future? Is Ciro Immobile? Nobody's going to listen to Ciro Immobile. They didn't listen to Baggio. They didn't listen to Chiellini. They didn't listen to people like Buffon, even if they are, with the team in some capacity. They've completely forgotten what made those players great and what made those teams great. And with the structure of Serie A, with the lack of Italian talent that actually gets to play at the top level of, the domestic league, it just seems like there's no way to rebuild this forward. And it's almost poetic that Pio Esposito is the one to miss the first penalty. And if you, I might put it up beside me here. If you match it up with Baggio's penalty in the World Cup, I mean, the parallels are, it's like when crows fly around above your house. It's not good. There can't be a good thing about to happen. And like, there's a part of me that's like really corny and doesn't make sense because I'm technically Canadian. Spoiler. That like remembers those days that I had watching the Azzurri. How I connected my heritage to that and all that corny shit. Um, but like, it is real. That was really fun. And I do have this soft spot for it that I can't really explain or rationalize, but it feels so important. And I think it's upsetting to me that in a year where the first game would have been Italy versus Canada, in Toronto. I said it like a documentarian. Sorry, my bad. Like that nobody's going to be able to experience it that now. Like that sort of monumental event that it would have been for the Italian community in Toronto, for Canadians as a whole, Canadian Italians. I didn't even know what I wanted to happen, because the Canadian national team has grown so much a place in my heart as well over these past probably 10 years. That it would have been a really weird thing, but it would have been a great celebration of the sport in the country. And now we don't get that. And no offense to Bosnia, I don't really care as much. But at the same time, they didn't deserve to win. I'm not surprised that after being stomped by Norway, Bosnia was able to beat Italy. It's not really a surprising result if you watch the team play in the way that they just don't necessarily have a way to break down opposition at a high level anymore, and have a defensive line that used to be able to cover that not necessarily be as stout as it once was. And while Donnarumma is a top keeper, he can't save everything, right? He even, the Bosnian goal, the first Bosnian goal, he makes the first save, but there's only so much you can do when he's literally being kicked into the net in order to make the save. Like he's trying as much as he can. He's not the issue. It's really just the outfield players and the management. Gattuso, obviously everybody loves him, and I think there is a sort of ubiquitous desire among sports fans to want to root for the guy who screams a lot and is really passionate and was a former player who did a lot of great things for a lot of teams in the past, but he's not inventive. He's not top level, and that is what the Azzurri is now. It's not top level anymore, and it sucks. Not much you can do about it though now, right? Like, do you just like make Serie A teams have to play a certain amount of Italians in their starting lineup in order to, register a match day squad? I don't know. Does that work? It probably does. It probably should have happened. English players got to go abroad and start to become, stars outside of the Premier League, right? And the value of English players has inflated so much, largely because of that, right? And it's created people like Jude Bellingham, who started at Dortmund and now is at Madrid. Harry Kane at Munich. There's not really Italians doing that. Like even Calafiori, he's kind of getting benched at Arsenal sometimes, right? Like it's a rotational thing, and he's not the main line in the defense. That's a guy you would hope in years past would be the leader of a team in order to really help lead the Italian defensive line. And they've been relegated to sort of secondary bit part positions, and it's the quality's not there. It's not necessarily surprising, and when you're in a hostile environment, they just don't seem to be very comfortable playing for the shirt. Maybe the shirt just weighs too heavy. Maybe the past actually has hurt the future, has hurt the present, and they just can't live up to the expectations that have been set by generations past.